Hey there, friends and enemies, Tropy here again, and yesterday we got the reveal of the upcoming Dungeons and Dragons Secret Lair Super Drop, which I think looks incredibly interesting and is available on February 9th at 9 a.m. Pacific Time. And I'm a big fan of Dungeons and Dragons in general. Not only that, but I also love Baldur's Gate 3, which a lot of these cards and characters hail from. Now, keep in mind that a lot of these are reprints. They were available either in the previous Dungeons and Dragons crossover or in other sets as well. Some of the cards are just alternate arts, but I think they look really cool, and I want to go over them and talk about which ones I'm likely to pick up. Anyway, first off, we have Shadowheart's Devotion. This comes with Shadowheart Dark Justiciar, Beseech the Queen, which is a good card overall, especially in black decks. We've got Black Market. We've also got Victimize, and then Ancient Bronze Dragon. I love this Ancient Bronze Dragon. It's definitely one of those cards that I'm looking to snag. And overall, I think this one is pretty nice at $29.99 for non-foil and $39.99 for foil. I think this has good value as well. Black Mars is a card that I use in quite a few decks whenever I have one available. And I also think in general, I don't have an Ancient Bronze Dragon, so it's one that I definitely want to add to my collection. Next up, we have Gale's Ambition. This comes with Gale Waterdeep Prodigy, Arcane Denial, Archmage's Charm, Brainstorm, which is a pretty solid card, and then Personal Tutor. Obviously, having these tutor cards in these secret layers always kind of spikes the overall value. We've got the same prices as the last one, $29.99 and $39.99. But I think in general, this one is fairly valuable. I'm not as keen on Gale as I am Shadowheart, so I'm less likely to snag this one. Although, again, with Brainstorm, with Archmage's Charm, these are some pretty solid cards, and I do think a lot of people will be looking to pick this one up. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the one that sells out second quickest. There's one that I think is going to sell out faster, and that is Black Lights and Dark Dungeons. Not necessarily because of the card value, but because this is such unique art. I think it looks awesome. This one has a Seasoned Dungeoneer, Displacer Kitten, we've got the Tortured Existence, and then Sephirus of the Hidden Ways. And this one is also $29.99 and $39.99, but for only 4 cards, again, everyone is going to want to look at things differently. Like, some people will only buy cards for their value, but I think this art is so well worth it that I am most likely to pick this one up. I think this is the secret layer I'm most interested in. Normally, I tend to go for the 5 carders instead of the 4, just because I feel like I'm getting more for bang for my buck. But for this one, it just looks so cool that I can't see myself passing up. This Tortured Existence is actually insane. So definitely one to keep an eye on, and I would be very curious to see how quickly this one sells out. And I mentioned in a previous Secret Layer video how a lot of them are still available months later after they launched. So I'll be very curious to see how this one drops, because I do think these cards might go a little bit faster. Then we've got Shadows over Baldur's Gate. This one's got Grim Hireling, Wild Magic Sorcerer, Zorn, and then Prosper Tombbound. I'm not really as tied to any of these cards, so this is probably lowest on my list of which ones I'm going to snag. Although I do understand there are some good cards in there. And again, for the same price, I just feel like I would... the Shadowheart set is a favorite of mine. But also the this one right here, the Black Lights, is just so sick. I would prefer that one for sure. And finally, we have Whispers in Candlekeep with a counterspell, a Dragonborn Champion, Clouth, the Unrivaled Ancient, and then Miriam, the Sentinel Worm. Now, this is what I'm talking about. I'm a big dragon guy. I don't really need this counter spell, but all the other spells, all the other cards, I could definitely throw into my dragon deck or make new decks with, depending on what I want to do. This one, again, maybe lower than some of the others that I have looked at, but I do think this is a really good option overall, and one that I would personally like. This Miriam, I think, is incredibly sick, and I already have that card, but I'd be very tempted to pick this one up. And I think it's such a fantastic add to any kind of dragon deck. Clouth is one that I don't have, and so having that as an additional bonus would be nice as well. But again, on the fence, I think this would rank third for me overall, even though I do think it's very, very good. And I just, I'm a sucker for Dragon decks overall. Then we've got Strahd's Descent. Again, this one is not necessarily for me, but I do think it looks pretty sick. So we've got the Devil Strahd, which is the Streffen Mar Progenitor. We've got Cast Off Consort, which is a Bloodletter of Akizats, which is a good card, a Vampire Demon. This is all vampires for the most part. For this Secret Lair, we've got End the Festivities, which is a good card, and I do think it's one that will be sought after. And then we've got Castle Ravenloft, which is going to be the Voldaren Estate. And again, some of these arts are always added, or the land cards are always add value as well, because they're pretty widely useful, especially if you make a vampire deck. This is almost a must-have. So I do think this is one of those that it's not for me, but I understand why it will appeal to a lot of people. And then finally, we have these arts for the Lands of the Forgotten Realms. Again, these look very good. I think these are going to be incredibly sought after in the foil, but it's just not. I don't really collect lands like that. I know a lot of people love them, and they add a little bit of character to their decks. Like having these as your lands in your deck would look incredibly sick, especially foil. But I just don't know if I can justify paying $40 for 4 basic land, or sorry, 5 basic lands of 2 of each of them, so it'd be 10 basic lands at the end of the day. Anyway, we've got the all die cast bundle. This is if you want everything, and this is going to come at the $465 price point, which is just insane. It is a lot of cards. There's a lot of value in there as well, but this one, the Chromatic Dragons Foil Horde Bundle, that $269.99, a little bit more reasonable, but still very, very pricey. And then the Bag of Holding non-foil is going to be the $199.99. So, yeah, I mean, some of this is very expensive. And for all, no unique cards, really, in this set, I do feel like it's not going to be as exciting for certain people, but I do know a lot of folks who just love to collect the alternate arts, and if one of these is your favorite card, having it in this really cool rare art I think is worth chasing. Like if your Gale is your favorite character from Baldur's Gate 3, then getting this Secret Lair would make insane sense, especially because you can essentially build a whole deck around it. Same thing with Shadowheart. So again, the only outlier here is going to be the Ancient Bronze Dragon, but even then, I don't know who wouldn't want to add that to a deck at the end of the day, so we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Will you be picking up the Secret Lair when it drops next week, or is this going to be a hard pass for you? I like it. I can see myself picking up 1 or 2 of them. Again, most likely is going to be the Black Lights, followed by Shadowheart, and then finally going to be the Whispers and Candlekeep for the dragons. But I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like the video as always, comment, subscribe. Have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.